All right. Yo, what's up? Hi, chat. Let me just get ready. And then, well, we can continue with where we left off. I think on Sunday. Kind of don't remember. I think it was Sunday. I am still at day 2, believe it or not. I've been having a busy week. Lots of fun stuff to do. Means less time to do some Advent of Code exercises. But tonight, sort of got a free night, so here I am. Right, so last time we finished day 1, part 2. Learned about tailrec modifier of functions. And so let's just find out and try and do day 2, shall we? So what is day 2 about? Well, on the way to your gravity assist around the moon, your ship computer beeps angrily about a 1202 program alarm on the radio. The elf is already explaining how to handle the situation. Don't worry, that's perfectly normal. The ship bursts into flames. Halt and catch fire. You notify that the elves that the computer's magic smoke seems to have escaped. That computer ran int code programs like the gravity assist program it was working on. Surely there are enough spare parts up there to build a new int code computer. So I guess we're going to be building a new computer. And then an int code program is a list of integers separated by commas, like 100399 to run one. Start by looking at the first integer called position 0. Here you will find an opcode, which is either 1, 2, or 99. The opcode indicates what to do. So for example, 99 means that the program is finished and should immediately halt. Encountering an unknown opcode means something went wrong. Okay. And then opcode 1 adds together numbers read from 2 positions and stores the result in a 3rd position. The 3 integers immediately after the opcode tell you these 3 positions. The first 2 indicate the positions from which you should read the input values, and the 3rd indicates the position at which the output should be stored. So for example, if your int code computer encounters 1, 10, 20, 30, it should read the values at positions 10 and 20, add those values, and then overwrite the value at position 30 with their sum. So it's not just 10 plus 20. It's fetch the value at 10, then fetch the value at 20, sum them, and put the result in the position 30. And then opcode 2 works exactly the same, but it multiplies. Okay. Once you're done processing an opcode, move to the next one by stepping forward 4 positions. For example, suppose you have the following program: 1, 9, 10, 3, and then 2, 3, 11, 0, and then 99. Yeah, so here we split it into multiple lines. So the first one is an addition of position 9 with 10, and we're supposed to put it at position 3. And then we're going to use position 3, so the thing of the result of this position plus that position. And then multiply that one by the position at 11, or the thing at 11. And we'll put that in position 0, so that's here. And then we finish. And then these are just there for, so this is 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12. Minus 1, because it's 0 based. The first 4 integers are at position 0, 1, and 2, and 3. Yep. Something, 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 then store, and then it's updated. So 0, 1, 2, 3, and now you need to take into account that it's no longer 3 that we need to multiply with, but 70. Yep. Step forwards 4 positions to reach the next opcode. So, okay. So we could do, yeah, so you can only move to the next one after you've calculated or executed this thing, and then move forward 4 positions again until you reach a 99. Okay, once you have a working computer, the first step is to restore the gravity assist program. So your puzzle input just before the last computer got fired. To do this before running the program, replace position 1 with the value 12 and replace position 2 with the value 2. What value is left at position 0 after it halts? Okay, cool. Hey, Benny, welcome back. I bet you already solved this one. Okie dokie. So solve exercise 1. Oh yeah, we already have actual input. Maybe we should just fetch that then as well. Get your puzzle input. So this is my puzzle input. That's the actual input. There we go. And then what? You just did the one from today, or you're way ahead of me. Nice. We did a cool sharing session at work where we all tried showing how do you call it? Like we tried showing our solutions, and then Boke talked a bit. So that's Anagon Live. He streams every morning at 6 o'clock in the morning. It's crazy actually. Yeah. But this morning he had Eric Wastel, or I don't know how you pronounce his name, the creator of Advent of Code. He was in his chat even, so that was really cool. Yeah, but like the solutions that my colleagues have are just great. Someone is doing it in Rust and it was very expressive. So I don't really know yet how to solve this for the first part, but I will be creating new tests already for the things that are in here. In fact, I mean, this is a very short scenario test that I can definitely just reproduce. AOC example, maybe something like that. So this is going to be the input, which is a string. And then maybe what I can do is go like solve or something. And then I expect the output, which is an integer. So it might be, it's going to be an integer. Our result, which is an integer. And this is what it should look like, I think. So this is after parsing. Maybe I can actually remove these things because I will have parsed to an integer in any case. Let's do this later. Sure, I mean, let's put it in day 2 test for now. This is interesting. Just put it in a list of or something, because that's what this is going to return anyway. Then we already have our signature for solution of day 1. And these are called opcodes, I guess. And an integer is an opcode. That is indeed to do. And then we will create a type alias code for an int. Oh. Guess it should be like that. Oh. Ah, yeah, okay. So in that case, let's just move it to the implementation file. Voila. What the hell? Oh yeah. Let's read this thing against opcode 2. So I'm not sure if everything is supposed to be called. Ah yeah, so an opcode can be 1, 2, or 99, and I don't think all of them are opcodes in fact, so this is incorrect. These are really just integers. And then an opcode can be, I think it was a sealed class I'll use for this, which is an opcode that has objects of 1. Maybe this is not a good practice. We'll have 2 and we've got 99, and they are all opcodes without anything. I'm not sure if you can do this. I don't think you can. Yeah. Maybe what we'll do is call this addition or something, and then this multiplication, and this is the end or something like that. I'm not really sure about it yet. So just let's call it like this for now. Maybe. Okay. An int code program. Okay. So there are int codes. Opcode indicates what to do. So let me just also write something down so that I sort of explain my thought process. So the thing I think I want to do is parse one opcode line consisting out of 4 ints, the opcode. So that's the operator, I guess. And then I don't know what these other 2 things are called, like the first parameter is probably better lingo for this, second parameter, and then the destination. Oops. Destination. By the way, these are all positions. That's also true. And then there's some kind of navigate to next opcode thing happening. And parsing consists out of recognizing 1 as addition, 2 as multiplication, 99 as the end, anything else as an exception. And with all of those things, I think, all right, there's still yet another thing. So we've got positions there, and then there's something else like where we need to fetch the value at the given positions, and then actually do the calculation, do the operation, or multiply, and put the result in the destination position. There we go. I feel like that's probably going to be the things I'll need to do. All right. So maybe the first thing that we should do is we have our test. let's make it a little bit easier as well. So, yeah, I can already assert the result is equal to, or should be equal to, the thing here. There we go. So this should be the result, I think. So that's still a higher level test. And then the other thing we can do to make it even smaller is do something like parse yeah, so the thing is, you can't really first parse all of these, like you can't really split them up first unless we're keeping two lists. Maybe I want to do that though. Let's in fact do that. So we'll keep two lists. I'll keep two lists. Yeah, two lists. One which contains parsed opcodes with positions and not values, so that's really important. And then the other one which contains the positions of values. Well, no, which contains mutable values at positions. That's it basically. And we can use a list because the list has an index. Seems legit. I think that's going to help me out. I'm not sure. Let's just find out. Maybe let's put this as well here in day 2. So this is already a little bit of implementation. Okay, so then what we can do then is first parse the entire list into opcode commands. Let's say parse input, maybe parse into can parse input into opcodes code statements. Something like that. So what we'll do is we'll just give one thing like 1, 9, 10, and then 3. And if we would parse input this thing, I expect a result of an opcode statement. And I expect my result to, or is equal to, an opcode statement of, or maybe like an addition of 9, or maybe position 9 or something. I'm going to be too lazy to unwrap it, and then put it at 3, something like that. All right. So this is a solve. Let's keep that at the top, maybe. Let's put all of the stuff that we think we need down below. So we've got an opcode statement, which seems like it could be a data class as well. So maybe let's make this into opcode statement. And then we already have an addition and an addition. Actually, it's not an object, is it? It should be a data class that has values of an opcode. No, not even an opcode. Position 1, which is an integer, then position 2, which is an integer, and then destination position, something like this. Which is also an integer. All right. And then we should be able to import this. And then we can create a function, parse input. Let's, this is kind of annoying in it, because I just want IntelliJ to create it in day 2. But the nested classes are being buggy. I guess they're int codes, but I'm fine with integers. Now, can I move this out of the test class? Guess not. There we go. So let's try and run this, and then hopefully it will be able to be called as a first thing, and then we can just check whether or not it's running at least. Which is taking a long time. Let's try and just implement it. This is not what I wanted. Cool. So now it's failing for the right reason. Now I could make it work immediately. The other thing here is that I'm taking in a list of any length of integers. That's also not going to be fantastic. So maybe what I want to do is in fact just return a list of opcode statements instead of just a single one. And then we can replace this with contains exactly. There we go. And then change the return type. And then just return a list of hello. There we go. Let's maybe call this inputs or int codes, I guess. Now it should still fail for the right reason. Yep, okie dokie. Cool. Yeah, let's just first check out if we can do addition. Maybe we can take 4 or something. Take 4 while. Can you do that? Returns a list containing first elements satisfying the given predicate. And does it reduce the list as well? I hope. Or like, I mean, return a new list? No, it just returns the first n elements. What other stuff do we have here? Maybe we can do this. Yeah, it returns a new list indeed, which is good, huh? Returns a list operator over the elements in this list, starting at the specified index. Maybe I can do this with a from and to index. I'm just not sure if they if the list length is always a multiplication of 4. And I wouldn't know what to do if that were the case. I feel like using take. This is also not what I want. Returns a list containing all elements except the last number. Drop last while, no. I was thinking maybe it is like a grouping thing. Slice. Maybe something that returns me a list of lists. That would make more sense, I guess. Oh. So maybe it is a grouping thing. But these return maps instead of lists. Creates a grouping source from a collection. I don't know what that thing is, in fact. Ugh. I guess what I could do is yeah, I couldn't even do this group by thing. Value transform. Nope. Partition. Man, I really wish there's like a normal function in there. Snapshots of the window. Aha. Sliding along this collection with a given step. Here we go. Yeah, and this returns a list of lists. Cool. This seems like the thing I want. All right, so what we want is a size of 4. So we want lengths of 4. We want to step in 4 steps. And then partial windows, I'm not sure what that thing means. But the default is false. I hope it's a normal thing. So if this is windowed, then I guess what I should return is windowed dot first or something. And then what this should return, how is this not a list? Right. Of course it's not a list. Okay, so and then what we'll do is we'll okay, so this is something I'm struggling with. So now I've got two options. I want to make an opcode statement from, well, 4 values, and I think I have these here. But I can do something like this, like I can create an inline function on a list of ints, I guess in this case, that says to opcode statement. And then return like an opcode statement of, or in fact, addition, blah, blah, blah. That's one thing to use, but in this case, it seems very bad of an idea because that's in fact this entire method in any case. But also, who wants to do that on a list? Like, there's no programmer that I know of that would go like, oh, int codes. Maybe there's a function on there that will transform it into an opcode statement. But the other thing that I could do is say, well, on opcode statement, there should be like a function that is able to say from a list of 4 ints. Let's say this is very specific. Maybe let's not do this, but what it should return is an opcode statement. So then here it also takes in 4 int codes maybe, which is a list of integers. And I'm not sure if you can define in Kotlin that list needs to be exactly 4 long. I could do like something like this. If 4 int codes length or size is more than 4, throw illegal argument exception. Opcode statements cannot be made from 4 int codes. Guess I forgot the braces. And then the other thing I would need to do now is call that here. So I think this is still my preference here to make this kind of function. Now, I'm not sure even if this is accessible. So what I could do is just go like a return addition of 111. I'm not sure if you can access this from outside that sealed class. So let's do that as well. It should not be name, it should be from a list of 4 ints, I guess. Can not parse from a list of more than 4 int codes. Yeah, see, I think I'll need the companion. Yeah, this needs to be in the companion object. Yeah, so let's do that. So then what we'll have is opcode statement dot from a list of 4. So this makes sense to me because you want to be building an opcode statement. How would you do that? Maybe there is a static factory method, and there is. So let's do list of 1, 2, wait, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess. And this should fail. So what we can do here is exception of this thing of type illegal state exception. I always forget that syntax. I think this should be fine now. Do you really need this one? Yeah. Is thrown by, and then the block of code that I expect to throw the exception. Now we've already implemented this, so let's get rid of it first. And then here, let's do, just to make it compile. Right, and then wrap it in a list just to make it compile. Now I can test that this, or verify that this unit test is doing its job properly. Expecting code to raise a throwable, and it didn't, so I guess it is doing its job. Then we'll uncomment this, and I thought there was like some cool shortcut in Kotlin that was able to make this really neat, like something like a require and then a lambda. Oh, I guess it wasn't a legal argument exception I expected. Wrong tests. Now it should be green, yay. So now we can continue doing this one. So from a list of 4 ints, can parse into addition when opcode is 1. I don't know if I should call this position 0 or not. It seems like position 0 is they use in as language when they're talking about the entire list of int codes. So in that case, position 0 is something else. Okay, so there's one code statement coming out of here, and we can assert that opcode statement is equal to an addition of 2, 3, and 4. Correct. And then this should fail. For the right reason this time. Looks like, huh? Cool. Let's do this. And then what we'll do is do 4. So I can just do this now. Get 2 or 1, in fact. Get 2 and then get 3. Okay. Let's do that everywhere. I don't know why that is though. Is there a way to find more information? Get call with indexing operator. I guess it's more concise for sure. We should also probably fail when it's less than 4. Less than 4. And this should still fail. Index 3 out of bounds instead of illegal argument. So let's just do if it's not 4. There is the exit opcode, which is less than 4 inputs. Oh my god, thank you so much. That I would have totally run into that. How much does the exit code have? So I can't write this test then. Cannot parse from a list of less than. How much does 99 have? Like there always seem to be, it seems to be, it has nothing in fact. Let's look at that input in fact that we got. Actual input of day 2. Oh no. Oh no, there are a bunch of codes that come after that, but there's also multiple 99s. Oh no. But it looks like, yeah, so this one is not an actual 99 opcode. This looks like it's position 99, and then here is another multiplication. So there should be yet another 99. Okay, yeah. And I think those aren't actual opcodes, but we'll find out, I guess. But so having less than 4 int codes is possible. I guess it'll just fail if I do it differently with an actual exception. So it's fine. But less than 4, I mean more than 4 is definitely wrong. Okie dokie. Can I, however, make this work now? Yeah, nice. Now let's parse into multiplication. When opcode is 2. So here I expect multiplication of 2, 3, and 4. That's an incorrect suggestion, IntelliJ, but thank you for trying to at least. Here we go. Multiplication. There we go. Import. That's the one. Let's add an import. And then run this. And it should fail because it should be an addition. Right. Yes. Now what I can do is I can, when on the for int codes 0 position, and then check when it is 1. Let's do addition. When it is 2, let's do multiplication with the same thing. Maybe there's like a way to destructure this instead. Let's return this, and then when something else, I guess also return. Wait, it doesn't work like this. Is it just like something like else? Now I know this is wrong, but what is problem? Add necessary else branch. I didn't. Oh. Almost had it right. Still learning, still learning. Cool. Let's run it again. Yay. I wonder. Can you do the structuring? So this is parse, and parse equals a when of. Oh yeah, you still need to do this, I guess. I guess you can't. That's too bad. Yeah, so we've got this, we've got the addition, I mean the multiplication for when it's A2, and then can parse into what is the actual thing called? Because it's not exit, is it? Finished and should immediately halt. Okay, so I guess let's call it halt when opcode is 99. 99 is equal to halt, and then halt doesn't exist yet, so we'll have to add it to our opcode statement, which is going to be just an object, which is an opcode statement. There we go. Allez. Import. What is problem? Oh, that's correct. And then I want 99, and then also maybe with like just two extra things. Seems like I tried running not running the test. Oh, hang on. Expecting a top level declaration. I made a boo-boo. I think I made this boo-boo when I extracted into this parse function. Oh, I don't like this. It's okay though, right? It's okay, it's alright, it's okay, it's alright, it's okay, it's alright. So when it's 99, I want to return halt. Let's run it. And then when it couldn't parse, it should also throw an exception. I don't have that thing yet. Let's add it at the top. Cannot parse an unknown opcode. So let's make this 3 or something, I don't know. And then also give it like this. Then I want something else, I guess, maybe in the legal argument exception. The thing is, now I'm thinking about, do I want to do something in the something else other than throw an illegal argument? Am I going to want to catch this kind of exception in the rest of my code? But I don't know yet, so let's just keep it like this. I think the else is now going to return an addition, or at least that's the implementation. This is the one. Yep. Didn't raise a throwable, so let's make sure it does. Throw. Let's also make it into an illegal argument, I guess. From op, unknown opcode for encodes 0. Okay, so you can't do that, that's fine. Yay. All right, so now I think we can move back to one level higher, which is the parse input thing. And in parse input, we had, excuse me, we were parsing just an entire list into opcode statements. And one of them is this one. So just a simple list. I mean, just a list of 4. Maybe I already want to do something more like this that says 22, 33, 44, something like that. And what I can do then is it'll contain this addition, but it will also contain a multiplication of 22, 33, and 44. And then maybe for good measure, let's just add a halt as well. So that's 99. And then something, I don't know, something like this. Let's find out if this works. It does nay. Why not? Because I'm only adding the first thing. But it already did find the addition though. So the addition is correctly parsing. So if this windowed thing, what we can do here is hopefully just map this using what's it called, opcode statement from a list of 4 ints. I think it's like this, I'm not sure at all. So the suggestion is doing absolutely nothing. What I'll do is I'll just write it as an actual function call. And I was gonna say, and then rewrite it. It needs the companion. Thank you. Ich bin I. Or ich bin I, actually. I have no idea how to pronounce it. Expecting, addition, multiplication. Okay, so there's 2 here, but it seems to drop the halt. Maybe partial windows could be true, so that it won't drop the last one. Yo, this is looking neater and neater. We can totally inline this. Let's just first check out what that looks like. Because then this can become, what's this? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. Because maybe now, yeah, no, parse input seems fine. This is fine looking code, I think. Eh? Let's do that. So that's parsing, I think, finished. Unless I can find some more exception cases, like I will run into problems when there's like a 99 in the middle here. You could replace windowed with chunked. Man, I am so happy you're in my chat. Chunked. Splits this collection into several lists, each not and applies the given transform to an each. Yeah. And does it also include, I mean, if the size of the last chunk is less than, does it then also? Let's just find out. So then it's going to look like this. It's a good thing I wrote tests for this. Yeah. I don't think I ran all of them, so let's run all of them. Oh my god. Cheers. Okay. So I will now apply something that I learned this no, not this morning, last night. Thank you so much. Ich bin I for dot chunked. All right. Look how neat this is. Oh. That looks so nice. I was contemplating just inlining this function, but I think I still want it because this size and then this method, you can already see they both have the same concept of having 4 ints. Although 4 is not really max 4 ints, I guess. Should be better name. Max 4 ints. Nice. Now I do have to change my tests. God damn it. And there we go. Cool. I think I want to nest all of these, in fact, into like a parsing bit or something. Because then I can just skip or collapse those. Nested inner class parsing into... Oh. Not sure if you can do this. Parsing into opcode statements. I guess you can't. Good old snake case it is. There we go. And then we just collapse. So that thing, I think, is finished. That means if you go back here, dunsies, and now we need to, I guess, execute those opcodes and do the operations, or maybe do the operations and then fetch the value while doing the operation. Maybe I think that'll be a better idea. And then navigate to the next opcode that's also already done, because it'll go in sequence, right? And that's just because we do this. Okay, so I think where we are at is done. Do the operation add or multiply. So we need to do those two things. So here we go. Let's already call something like nested inner class executing opcode statements, maybe. Let's just call it execute with an addition. Oh my god, I have a brilliant idea. Execute applying addition or something like that. Updates the int codes. Wink wink nudge nudge. So what I want to do, actually, okay, let's just do it step by step. What I want it to look like is this list here of whatevers. We can consider this a list. Oh, so we can consider this int codes. So what I can do here, I hope, is say type alias int codes is a list of integers. What I can then do is do something like function execute, I guess. Oh, hang on, inline function int codes dot execute of And then what do I want to execute? Well, maybe just a single one for now. I want an operation code. Opcode statement, which is an allez. He suggested it again. There we go. Yeah. And then what I think I need to do, I'm not sure if we can do that, but then it should be a mutable list probably. And then I probably will be able to do this. Jonge. God damn it. So let's just do it outside of this class then. God damn it. And then execute. And I think there's like a, either you can do it as an apply or, because then you will get the encodes as a list. And then you can just say like when opcode statement is addition, then it doesn't work like this. No. Can you destructure? Or do I need to write this? Maybe ich bin nie can help me here, or they. Sorry for assuming gender. Maybe they can help me out. Maybe it's because I know that I have an addition now, but if I could destructure, then it would be even cooler. So that would look something like this. Post1, post2, and test or something. No, you can't. Man. No, that's not what I want. We Google instead. Kotlin when destructuring. I don't think you can do that. Declarations in maps. Yeah, I don't think you can do that. That's probably because it's a data class and or something, I don't know. I could add a method to addition, which is called execute, and call it in that when branch. But then opcode statement somehow, we introduce a dependency on int codes then, and I think I want the other way around. I don't think opcode statements should know about what int codes look like. I think I just want to execute an opcode statement on that int code thing, even though they're quite related. It's difficult. So, but then I also don't know if this is going to work. In fact, that's just an idea of some code I was writing. as an implementation of this, I am just coming to realize. And then the other problem that is with this inline function is that I have now, this is a list of integers, and I can now do execute on this thing. Or not? That's weird. For functions with parameters of then I don't know what inline actually does, in fact. Now, that's weird, huh? So if I say this list of is a type of int codes, can I then do execute? List of dot execute. You can. Oh, it wasn't a mutable list. Okay, that's why. Okay, so whether or not I do this, I can still call execute on this thing, right? Yeah, okay. And that's something I don't really want. So int codes is going to need to become a wrapper for a mutable list, I guess. Inline just modifies the generated bytecode. Currently, you don't really need it except for the performance increase. Okay. But so this is not a good practice, right? Because int codes is really just a type alias, and I want it to be an actual data wrapper around a mutable list or something. But then I also need to implement something like get and stuff. Do I really want to do this? Grr, I say. Actually, it would change from this into this dot internal list or something. And then do stuff. Maybe it'll be better. Let's just try it out. I've stuck in analysis paralysis here. All right, cool. So we've got an int codes thing. Let's go to day 2. This we can also collapse. I don't care about it all that much anymore. I want int codes, which is a data class, I think, which takes in a mutable list of integers. Private value, internal or int codes or something. And then we'll provide a getter for that. Val int codes is a list of integers. I'll say int, and I want a getter for that, returning int codes. Okay. Oh, userman2, welcome to the chat. To be specific, inline copies the code of the function over to the call sites instead of, I mean, it's more specific than modifies the generated bytecode for the JVM. I've always only seen inline used when this happens. But that's okay, right? So, okay, we've got this data class called int codes. Then what we want to do is we want to add an execute function on that. See, now I am curious on why I would do it like this and not via a companion object. Yes. Ah yeah, a companion object is, or just a regular function here. Something like that. It is only useful when the function takes a lambda, since it avoids creating a function for each call. Ah. Yeah, I guess so too, yeah. Okay, so let's move this. Can you do that? Does IntelliJ know this? I want to move it to... Dang it. So this makes no sense. Let's do it like this. Oh, Alt-Enter was a thing. Let's try that so that I learn. Save, delete. No, please. No, there's no such thing. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Suggestion, class int code. By codes. Oh my lord. That's the by, so it's because it's delegation. Dude, that is so neat. Oh my god. Hey, wait, and why class and not data class? Type.name on type. What? No, I can't follow. Alt-Enter on the type, I think. Oh, alright, like here. Convert receiver to per... No, that's not it. Okay, we're just doing fun stuff now, huh? So this is what it would look like, and then because I said, hey, we're basically just how do you call that? We're delegating all of the stuff to int codes, but we still want to do some extra functions on that thing. So then we said, or I said, let me just scroll up a little. You can say, well, it's an int codes thing, which is a mutable list of integers. And I would say, well, actually, when you call this constructor, it's going to be a list of integers, not a mutable list. And then we can say by the int codes. And then as an extra function, here's execute. I think they, yeah. So I don't know. The internet taught me that private values are supposed to be prefixed with an underscore. I'm not sure about that. This implements list in int codes and delegates all calls to, yeah, indeed. All other calls other than execute, right? And then that's why this dot apply is also going to be called on actually int codes, which is the mutable list. Oh my god, this is so neat. Yo, guess what? Ah, that sucked, huh? Thanks again for the buy suggestion. And then here I can say thanks userman 2 for what was it again? The inline explanation. Cool. Now we've got the code in the right place, I think. What now? Oh yeah, execute is not going to return. What? Oh right, I still need to make an int codes now of this mutable list so that I can then execute it. Or how does that work? Do you need to have this doesn't, it's not a thing. Can you actually also go like int codes dot mutable list of? Or that the companion object isn't shared with the buy thing? Okay, then I want to apply addition. Let's call this int codes. Then we'll do int codes dot execute with addition of, I don't know, 1, 9, 10, and 3. Oh, it should be 9, 10, and 3. And the result what is the result of execute? It can't be unit, huh? It's modifying this int codes thing again. So oh, actual and now I'm not sure about, let's learn something, I guess. This here, I'm not sure if you can do this because int codes is of type int codes and mutable list is of listing, so equality check wouldn't make sense unless the buy also does that as well. Since when does buy work with inheritance? I am baffled on what the buy with inheritance actually does. It seems like it's not inheritance, it's the constructor that you're delegating. So this here, I think, is just delegating the constructor and not what do you call it? And not the entire class, let's say. It's inheritance? Holy shit. But if it's inheritance, then I don't know if I like it all that much anymore. Whoa. by is in fact inheritance. What? Well, let's try and continue the exercise, I guess. So this would work or not? Let me think. 9, 10, 3. So what we'll do is we'll position 9. So we actually have the example here. Such a silly man. So it will turn into this. Bum. Actually, it makes a little bit more sense if you put it on different lines, but do I really care? I don't think so. Let's find out what this thing does. I think I expect it to fail because it's a different type. Oh. Ugh. What do I want to return? This expression is unused. Nope, it's really comparing values. Ah, here we go. Okay, actual. Yeah, okay. Okay, I don't understand how this compiles, honestly. It's really because it is inheritance then. Whoa, this is such a mindfucking. But there is in fact a type. Mind-boggling. Maybe it takes some properties from the data class because of this. Let's check this. Okay, that did make sense, huh? Okay, let's just try and do this then. Okay, now I see why you wanted to execute or wanted to pass the int codes to addition itself. Because if not, I need to go like this. So let's do int codes. Let's just try it in line first. Plus, what? Wrong braces. And then we'll assign that to destination. Okay, and now it's going to explode because it's a different type, huh? Yeah. And I'll need to make this into int codes then, like this. Wait. Yeah, I think I want to keep on returning int codes because then I can keep doing operations on it. And I can map it. Yeah. Let's just try it. Try that for now. Add stuff. And then we'll do multiplication 2. And it makes sense. Yeah. Updates the int codes, but updates makes no sense. Applies addition on the given positions. Updated int codes, something like this. Multiplication. All right, so that would be 3 and then 11 and put that in position 0. And I think what I should do here is go like instead of 3, we'll put 70 as if addition had already happened. And what I can do then is take the next expected value, which is this thing. Okay. Let's run this. And then this should fail because I haven't done anything with multiplication yet. Yep. So when it's multiplication, I'll do multiply or something. Multiply. And look like this. Yay. Why is it green? Ah, because that was a smart cast. All right. Wait, and then if it's 99, you have to return the position at the value at position 0. Applying a halt. Returns position 0 of int codes. So that will be this. And then if I do halt, then, oh no, it's no longer in int codes. Balls. Maybe what I can return is like an int codes of one element or something. I'm not sure if this is going to be a good idea, but we'll see later. With just position 0. I'm not sure at all. We haven't run it yet, so let's do that. Halt. Just return int codes 0. That is not gonna happen. I am confused. This doesn't do anything, of course. So apply. Yeah, fuck. So I need to strip everything from int codes. Is there a thing like that? But why would I do this? That also makes no sense. Damn it. Now this apply is coming to bite me in the ass. I guess what I want to do is convert it every time into a new int code then. So that I think we should do with let. And then just say make an wait, if I do this, then I don't need to return an entire list of int codes. I can just return. No, I still need to do that. Now I just need to make sure that they'll all return int codes as well. I still want to return this. I guess what I can do is say that it should return int codes, codies, and return int codes. Oh yeah, that's never gonna work, so int codes. And then wrap this as well. Yeah. Then you don't want to edit, yeah, indeed. It doesn't need to be a mutable list, huh? I don't know why I wanted it to be a mutable list in the first place, actually. So, okay, so is there an easy way to do this? I mean, do this refactoring, I mean. Can I just make this into a list and then IntelliJ will be smart? I mean, especially in here, huh? No, I guess not. So this should still work. And then what? Now... Oh, yikes. Sorry. Wait, no, this is why I wanted to do that. I wanted to change exactly this position and not rebuild the entire list. Right? Yeah, I didn't need to edit the tests, but it doesn't make sense that I add a mutable list when it's not going to be mutable. Or is list by contract mutable and not immutable? So I don't want to edit the underlying int codes. You would create a new list in add and in multiply. That is correct, but I still want a new list with exactly this position updated. How do I do that then? I was going to go put if I do get, I will just update it as well, right? So maybe I should just do that. Get. That's basically what's here. Unresolved reference. No, I think I do want to a mutable list, right? Because otherwise you can't do this kind of stuff.
I said empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
Okay, let's see where we are now. So let's just say it remains that way. Then we've done this. We did the operation. We did this. We did this. So I guess we've done all the things there is to do. And then we can solve exercise 1. Ah, no, we want something like this, yeah. What is this black magic? Codes dot to mutable list, yeah. And then you apply, and then you form it back into a list. See, I don't. Okay, let's just put them side by side, huh? So that would be int codes dot to mutable list, and then you apply, and in the apply you'll get the mutable list of int codes, and then what we'll say is set the index, so that's this thing here. But so that's the same thing as doing this, I think. Equals that. And then you map it back to a list again. So why, since this is private, I basically already treat this as a mutable list by doing this kind of stuff, I think. What is the, what you call it? What's the value that you get out of doing this? Because int codes is already wrapped in this data class, and it's private anyway. So this thing here enforces immutability, right? Because of the toMutableList class, you don't modify int codes. Yes, that's true. Yeah, call, yeah. And because I don't do that, it makes working with int codes within this int codes data class more safe. That's what we're saying, eh? Okay, so we'll do this, this stuff will still work. This won't. And then I will wrap this into int codes again. Yeah, I'm not sure what I prefer. That I think I'll need to sleep on this. What the better way is. Anyway, now we can go back to the test again, and then make these mutable lists regular lists, because a less specific type is always better. Collapse these. Then this indeed is the result. There is some stuff here, like when I do this eventually, I expect a single answer, and then that means that in this solve thing, I need to fetch the single element of the encodes thing. Okay, you could also create an extension function on the list interface called replaced, which takes 2 arguments, index and new value. This make the code more readable. I agree. But wouldn't it also make it seem as if, yeah, and then your operations are safe and you still, That's interesting. But then, why did I make this class? I feel like the int codes thing is the place to do that, and not the list interface, I think. Because it makes this thing irrelevant. But, I mean, how do you say that? Irrelevant for putting code there, I guess. But it still expresses something. Namely, it's a list of integers that you can execute opcode statements on, at least. And then this is indeed only a way to update immutable lists. And then when you start making extension functions on immutable lists that make them look like they are mutable, I don't really know if that's a good idea. I need to think long and hard on that. But it's a cool suggestion, in fact. I need to give me some more options here. Shit. Okay. another option would be to create an extension function on list. What did you call it? Replaced, which takes a new value and an index. To wrap this dot to mutable list dot apply. Dot to list stuff. Okay, this is great. Ich bin I. Okay, let's try and do the solve now, I think. And then... Alright, let's see. So first thing I need to do is parse it into opcodes, which I have parse input for. Opcodes. And then I've got opcode statements. Then once I have these, I will apply them to int codes. So, right. Yeah. So I'll do int codes. Jesus. From opcodes. And then execute opcode statements one by one. So what I want to do here is, I guess I want to map them. What does execute return? It's always an int code. So maybe I want to reduce. What? No, I want to reduce the execution of opcode statements on that thing. So that's probably not what I want then. Let's rewrite this later as a thing. Okay, for each. Good old for each. Execute it. And then this is not going to be very good, is it? Right. Because I just want to keep executing all of the operation code statements. There must be something like that, right? Zip, is it zip with? Nee. Zip with. What does this thing do again? Returns a list of pairs of each to each. Yeah, so that's not what I wanted then. It's not zip at all, in fact. Maybe I also don't want to loop. Fucking hell. So I want all of these opcode statements and I want to execute them one by one on opcodes. Which is not opcodes, it's int codes in fact. Endcodes. And I want my endcodes created. Maybe. Or I could do it in a recursive function. But see, every time I say if I do it in a recursive function, there's got to be some like either it's map or it's reduce. What? Crop a B. Day 2, yes. So you are not acting like you're going. No, definitely not. I'm going for maximized learning using hints from people in the chat like you. So if you got any great additions, please let me hear them, because I can feel like I can use them. Maybe then you can also get like these nice comments in my code that I will submit eventually. Plus, this is also still part 1, and I've been streaming for 2 hours. But bam. But I've learned a lot. Each opcode is for... Yes, we fixed all of those problems. Let's see. Maybe it'll be even easier. So here is the idea. I wanted to keep 2 lists. One which contains parsed operation codes that I've put into opcode, well, a list of opcode statements, that's this thing here. And then the other one which contains mutable values at positions, and that's this intcodes data class here. I've made it so that I can apply or execute one opcode statement to this list. Yeah. And I've got working tests for that as well. And now I was trying to continuously execute opcode statements. I guess what I want to do is like... Damn it. Here we go again with the for each. Here's Ich bin nie with the solution again. Wait, what the hell? What is this kind of magic? For int code is int code. So that's the thing I have right here. So we've got something that changes all the time. And then I want for this opcode statement in opcode statements. All right. I want to say equals or not. This I don't understand. Encode equals encode and then execute. What the fuck? This should be codes, no? Yeah, no, I can't read this. What is this semicolon doing there? Unreachable code, why is that? Oh. Oh my god. This is the same, right? I guess you just wanted a one-liner or something. And then we'll return int code. And then first. Or single... Put a line break after the semicolon, remove it. Yeah. Yeah, dude. So how does... Yeah, so you keep on updating it. Yeah. The other thing I could have done is add like a function on int codes to execute multiple opcodes. But then that would contain something like this as well anyway, right? Now let's try it as a one-liner again, huh? No. Nope. I do want first, yeah. What does single do if you don't pass anything? Returns the single element, or throws an exception if the list is empty or has more than one element. This actually is what I want, right? Because first, isn't that optional? No, first or null. I think single is way more expressive than first in this case, because I really only expect one single element. And first could have multiple elements in int codes, but I really just want the single one. Now this highly assumes that 99 is the last opcode statement somewhere. Or actually, it's not. It's really just because I parse input like this, I retain order. Yeah, maybe I think it should be okay. Okay, so parsing we did, executing op statements we did. Solving this example should be like this. Hey, let's try this in fact. You missed the part where I truncate the list on a halt, so single will... Yeah, that's okay. Thank you for your suggestion. So once we'll parse the lines as integers, then we can just solve this result assert that result is equal to 0, whatever. Oh boy. So I expected this failure. No! Number format. Wait, what? Ah, yeah, of course. The previous exercise had me splitting on enters, and now my parse lines just does read lines. Oh fuck. Ah. Now it's not so common anymore. Maybe I'll reword this as read lines as, and then let's do a different one with comma separated or something. Yeah, but I guess I could just use this, but it's a single line. I mean, that's not why I put this in a common object, I guess. So maybe what I want to do is not say read lines, but say, hey, how come it didn't take this part? That's silly. That's really strange, no? It just skipped over this. I am so what IntelliJ. Okay, and now it does do that. Okay, I guess something wasn't right. Let's do CSV lines, maybe something like that. And then we want to do read line, I guess, or maybe read lines even. Lines. Don't get blanks, and then do the split. Oh, we've got a list of strings now. So we want to map every string and say split on commas, and then I want flat map, I think. Yeah. Damn it, and now I just wrote code without testing it first. CSV lines. This becomes read lines. Can read lines as something after splitting on comma. Let's do this CSV input. Let's copy paste this thing, call it CSV input, and then update something like this maybe. And then what I expect something like this, 24, 32, 48, something like this is what I expect. You have a bunch of different input methods just in case. Regex says help. 33 helper functions just for getting input fast. Get word lines for, okay, so, but, okay. What I wanted to do, what the hell is going on? Oh, using the wrong method. So this should be CSV lines. CSV lines as I feel like reading those by 4 was something very specific for oh, there's spaces here. Shit. So it's a good thing I unit test this. I can't in fact talk. Oh. So after we flat map this then I still want to map and say it trim. There we go. There we go. Let's do the do test then, and then rerun this. So the fact that you have to read things by 4 is specific to day 2's problem, I think. I mean, could be better. Huh? Okay, now I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm still using read lines. So instead of read lines, let's do CSV lines as. And it's not a parsing thing, it's a navigation thing. Opcode statements cannot be made from an unknown. Oh yeah, right. I needed to replace actual input. The two values with something. So here, I already forget. Before running, replace position 1 with the value 12 and replace position 2 with the value 2. So this is 12 and this is 2. Let's go. Ya bastard. And it fails. Cannot be made from unknown opcode 0. So somehow, after I did that chunked thing, so here's my get 4. The first thing there is a 0, and I don't know when. This gets called inside of intcodes chunked, and then will be translated. Maybe what I need to log is log it, and then can you do that like with also? So go like no, you can't. So maybe I need to do that after I do this. Also print. Jesus, now I can't see anything anymore. All right, let's see where it breaks. Or not. Maybe I can do just inside that function, and then that'll print. Yeah, that will print. Ow. Ah, yeah, okay. It just it stops processing because it just happened to be it's cheeky, yeah. They really force you to do both processing and parsing in the same in one go in the same statement. I really don't like those kind of problems. Yubbish. Now what do I do? I was, yeah. And trimming, you can't do that because the position, so that 0 might have importance because it might be used as an updating position or like a fetching position at some point throughout all of this thing. Christ. Maybe I don't do anything here. You still have to return an opcode statement though. Okay, you know what I'll do is instead of throwing an illegal argument, I'll just delegate that and make like an no opcode. And then I need to test this actually. Let's go with the parsing. Was it in the parsing thing? Oops. So instead of cannot parse an unknown opcode, actually an unknown opcode is parsed to no opcode. So we can't throw anymore. What I want to do is something like this, in fact. And then I want to assert that is not equal to addition, but no opcode. And we import this. It doesn't exist yet. So I'll call this no op. Maybe just no op. That will be better. So now that I have this, my code should not be compiling, and it isn't indeed. Because now it says, hey, your when stopped being exhaustive because you didn't deal with no op yet. And here is where I'm a bit conflicted in this way of working. So I'm glad that my compiler tells me what's wrong, but I won't have a test case covering this, and I won't even be able to run it yet. So what I'll do first now is, since that part of my test, I can't even execute it. So let's just do to do or something to fix. And then I can run all of these tests. I don't think you can just chunk it by 4 because the 99 opcode doesn't have parameters. So if a 99 would end up in the last position of the memory, it would still be valid. That would be in fact fine because in my parsing thing, where is it? Where are you at? Where are you at? I only check that it can be bigger than 4. So even if I would take a chunk that is 3 or 2, it would still only just resolve to a halt. I don't take the other things into account. So the chunk 4, let's say that a 99 is the last. So then in the 9th or the 8th position, 0 base, then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 99, for example. In that case, it would still divide it up into 3 chunks. One containing 1, 2, 3, 4, the other containing 5, 6, 7, 8, and then the last one just containing 99. And then this 4 codes isn't actually 4 codes. Maybe that's a bad name for that. Because here it's from a list of max 4 ints. So maybe I should rename that everywhere then. Max for encodes. Something like that. I think I also have an accidental test for that, where we parse when an opcode is 99. Here it's just 2 and 3. Yeah, but you're right. I think this one is like the accidental case, I think, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 and 2. So whether 99 or is a single or it comes in twos, it still parses to this. So I was in the execution bit, right? So here I just added to fix. Ah yeah, and then I managed to verify that I'm now returning a no-op in my parser, so I can collapse this again. But then I need to take no-op into account. So applying no-op. What does that thing do, or what do I expect it to do? Applying no-op just returns the same int codes. I think that'll be safest. Now I don't think that no-op will even be executed, will it? Yeah, I mean, if it's at the after the 99, it'll just return this kind of int codes thing. So let's just test it with something that's irrelevant, maybe. Or maybe something like this. And then execute no-op. Should return exactly this thing, actually. Is equal to bomb. Now I expect an exception saying to do, please to implement or something like that. There we go. And then is opcode statement no-op, and don't just keep the else, otherwise our compiler won't complain anymore. So here I can just return this. Okay, now let's get back to trying to run the solve. So in fact, this should still work. And then this hopefully works. We've got some actual outputs. I am excited. Let's try, let's make it. Bam! We did it! It only took me 2 hours and 35 minutes. Shit. And now we're at part 2. Wait, hang on. I need to commit this. So this is solved day 2, part 2. Maybe what I want to do first is what did I do in day 1 test? Ah yeah, I refactored some stuff. Okay. Excuse me. So let's just first commit this. Added read as CSV or something. No, what did I call it? CSV lines. Yeah. And then we fixed day 2, part 2. Let's push it. Oh wait, hang on. Let's first make the test green. Amend commit. And then push it. Oh, no, let's amend it. Thanks for sharing my joy, Bovine Legacy. You cow legend. Alright, now let's read exercise 2. Hopefully my epic solution is going to make it easier for me. Good, the new computer seems to be working correctly. Keep it nearby. You'll probably use it again. Real encode support, many blah blah blah. Your current priority should be to complete your gravity assist around the moon. For this mission to succeed, we should settle on some terminology on the parts you've already built. Int code programs are given as a list of integers. These values are used as the initial state for the computer's memory. When you run an int code program, make sure to start by initializing memory to the program's values. A position in memory is called an address. Opcodes like 1 or 2 or 99 mark the beginning of an instruction. Values used immediately after an opcode, if any, are called the function's instructions parameters. Okay. Okay, so now our opcode statements, I can refactor them into instructions. And that position 1 and 2, they're called parameter 1 and 2. And then 1 is the opcode. We sort of had that. Yeah, the address of the current instruction is called the instruction pointer. Okay, after an instruction finishes, the instruction pointer increases by the number of values in the number of values in the instruction. Until you add more instructions to the computer. This is always 4. You need to determine what pair of inputs produces this output. Hang on, man. So once the program has halted, its output is available at address 0. Also, just like before, each time you try a pair of inputs, make sure you first reset the computer's memory to the values in the program. Don't reuse memories from a... Yeah, that makes sense. Find the input noun and verb that cause the program to produce the output. Find the input noun, and then you need to produce this. Each of the 2 input values will be between 0 and 99 inclusive. Okay, so let's do 2 for loops. Hang on. Yeah, so I guess what I could do is read this CSV lines as something, and then just change positions 1 and 2 between 0 and 99. And just keep on trying until I hit this number. Ugh, and then I'll be done with it. Right? CSV lines as actual input. So this is to modify. And then we'll loop twice. How do you do that again? Like you can go like 1.99 or something. And then for each. This is the noun, I guess. Yeah. And this is the verb. And then what we'll do is we'll modify, do modify in fact. Now I wish I had done that set update thing that Ich bin I suggested again. Wait, let me try and reproduce it. So you want to immutable list. To mutable list, maybe. Then once you have these, you can say replace, no, or apply. And then you want this, and then at noun, no, at position 1, because that's the noun, you put noun. And then at this 2, you put a verb. It was between 1 and 99 and not 0 and 99. Allez. Yeah, 0 and 99. And then, so now our thing is changed, and then I want to list this thing again. So this is the modified int codes. And then I want to solve modified int codes. And then if the solution is equal to this, just output noun and the verb. Noun. Right? Do I really care? Let's go. $77 and yeah, and then what? No, I didn't want to do this. The solution would be solution was this thing here. Let's go. I could have just done 70. Oh yeah, that's stupid. I'm dumb. Let's see if it works. Hey, don't think you need that to list after? Yeah, that's true. Yeah. This is correct. But it's to make it immutable again, I guess. So that was the pattern. Ermagerd. The other thing I still want to do now though is update my terminology, because we've learned that this is not an opcode statement, this is an instruction. And then in creating your instruction, so in addition, position is parameter, and destination position A. Yeah, I forget what that thing was. They do. What was the destination thing? Address, okay. Ah, actually, this is the address parameter, huh? And not just parameter. And then this is just address. Maybe we call it destination address. There we go. That'll be fine. Oh, I didn't rename. Should have renamed that. So this is destination address. Position turned into address for parameter. So maybe we'll call it parameter address, something like this. Okay, and then let's just rerun all of the tests. Going A. Yup, the lads down the cans, right? Going for my first technical interview for an internship soon enough. Any tips outside of doing lead code questions out on a whiteboard, studying data structures, trees and graphs? So, yeah. That's a question that I can answer in so many ways, I guess. Like general advice to decide whether or not you want to work at this place is do their culture and values, let's say, match with your own. So let's say if you really hate hierarchy and slow communication, then try to find out if that's something that they apply in their organizational structure. So just ask like, hey, so who's your boss and who do you report to, or something like that. Or who would I report to? Do I need sign off on a lot of things? Stuff like that. Is there a lot of red tape maybe? And then other things I would also prepare for in an interview is, well, at least the way we do interviews is we pair program with them. So it's very important that when you do pair programming, that you really talk about your thinking process so that they can follow along with what you're thinking. If you have an unexperienced interviewer that's pair programming with you, they might think, even though you are communicative, that it could be nerves or whatever. Just say that out loud. Like, for example, I'm kind of nervous now. I'm not used to this Mac keyboard, for example. But I'll do my best and try and pair with you, for example. It's for a summer internship. So if you get this, you'll be way ahead of the curve for when I graduate. It's Google, by the way, an internship program for first and second year CS students. That's cool. I have no idea how they interview, in fact. But the things that you're doing already is going to prepare you pretty well. Yeah, I think maybe what they will be looking for as well is how you communicate in general. So that is through your tests, through your commit messages, and just in general on how you, how open you are, probably. That's just a guess. I don't really know. But it's exciting that you're applying for a summer internship. Let us know how that went. Is it soon or like in a couple of months maybe? All right. Here we go. So push that. It's for this summer, but you got the email for the acceptance for an interview on Monday. All right, cool. All right, I wish you all the luck you need. That's very exciting, huh? So just keep in mind they're just people as well, not gods. Once you do that, then you should be fine. You did an algorithms worksheet at a workshop event they had at their offices, and I did good enough on that to catch their attention, I guess. Oh, so they invited you over or what? Then you're already ahead, I think. They might just be testing you for your communication skills then. Alright, you'll update me if you do or don't get it. That would be really great. Cool. Very curious. Alright. Listen, I'm gonna call it a night. We've done some fun stuff today. We brute forced exercise too, but that's fine, I guess. We started off actually by writing down. Oh, hey, thanks for following. Yup, the lads down the cans. So this time or today or this Advent of Code thing, I started off by trying to just write in comments what my plan was, just to see if there are any big holes in it. Then, based on these things, I try to split my problem into a couple of different smaller problems. I did start off by writing this example though, like copying it into a test so that I knew I had to fix it somehow. And then I think we started off by parsing these int codes into operation codes, or operation statements is what I call them. Wrote some exhaustive tests for that. Then once I was done with this, I wrote, or actually we, because it's a collaborative effort here in the stream, we wrote this executing opcode statements, which should now be called instructions. Executing instructions. We wrote tests for these, and then we sort of implemented solve using that. Cheers. Thanks for the follow, C Diablo. You did have to apply to get to attend the event. They picked the best GitHubs and LinkedIn accounts. Like 575 people applied. Wow. Wow, dude. That's amazing. See ya. Good luck on your interview. And that's that, I think, yeah. All in all, I think it's this is the place that I got stuck on. I don't know why. Let's keep that as well as a comment. There we go. Added some introspection. All right. Now that I write that statement, we are also keeping some learnings in the README. So today, oops, let's do this. I don't know, it's the 5th or something? 4th. Hey Copperbeardy, what's up? I just finished day 2, exercise 1 and 2. We're still writing down some of our findings. Nightbot, as usual, is lying. Because we were doing the Advent of Code challenges. Got stuck on a simple for each. Learned about using by as inheritance. See day 2 dot, I forget. Int codes. This was very funky. Just finished day 4 using C#. Your head hurts now. Oh, looking forward to that day. But at the speed I'm progressing through these challenges, it's going to take me forever. It just took 3 hours to finish 2 parts, and it's only day 2. Okay, I can't imagine what I'm going to be doing at day 25. I'll probably just give up somewhere along the way, like I do every year. But we'll see. It's just the goal for me is to learn about Kotlin and algorithms and stuff, because it's not something I'm used to. This is an important takeaway for me. What else was there? Yeah, to think about this part. So these are basically 3 flavors of updating a value in a list. So we've got this, then using a mutable list, as a mutable list, and then it just becomes this. And my question I had with that is which one is more readable, and then also, since it's already contained within a wrapper class, is it still worth doing that? That's like the main thought pattern there. To create an extension function on list. To wrap something like this. And then I wanted to say, is the first flavor worth it if int goats is already wrapped in a smart collection, basically. I know there's a different name for it, but I can't for the life of me recollect it, so. All right. Good job. Thanks for streaming. Good night. Bovine Legacy, thank you for wishing me a good job. And I'm also wishing you a good night. All right, so add some introspection before signing off. Okie dokie. Let's push this. All right, so if you want to review the code on your own, you can go to my GitHub. I don't remember. Here we go. It's over here. Let me just paste it in chat. There you go. All right. Thanks again for watching and helping me out. And I hope to see you, let's maybe say Sunday? Not sure. Probably Sunday, or maybe even on Saturday already. All right. Until then, I wish you all a good end of the week, and I'll see you next time. Peace!